Hi guys, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to do the petite little flower. And the reason why I call it the petite little flower is because I was looking for a small little cute flower to put on my kids' hats, especially my daughter's hat. And I couldn't really find one that I really liked that had the texture that I wanted, so I just decided to design my own and thought I'd share it with you guys. I wanted to try to find a petite little flower that had leaves on it. And this is what it is. So for this tutorial, you're going to need 3 different colors and medium wash weight yarn. The US, that's 4 ply, and for Australia, that's 10 ply. Also, as a must, you need a tapestry needle, a pair of scissors, and a 3.5 millimeter hook or size E hook for the US. And you're going to need 3 different colors. It's hard to see here, but 3 different colors, one for the leaves, one for the center of the flower, and then one for the petals. So we start with the middle of the flower. So grab your 3.5 millimeter hook and the color that you want to use for the middle part of the flower. And with every time I make from here on out, after this first one, I'm not going to do it, but from here on out, every time I make my slip knot, I'm going to leave myself a bit of a tail so that it can be worked in. I'm going to try to make this flower as neat as possible. It's important for embellishments. Okay. To begin, my pattern here, okay, we need to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to slip stitch in this beginning chain. And I like to hold my chain just like that so I don't lose my ring. Now we want to chain 1 and work 12 single crochets into that center of the ring. So we're going to be working in this ring that you just have. That's why you hold it with your fingers. Also, I'm going to be working over my tail. Get the camera a little closer here. Okay, so I'm going to do 12 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just scooting my stitches down. Make myself some more room. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to count my stitches, always starting from the last one I just did. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This is my beginning one here. I know I have 12 stitches. The reason why I count back is to make sure that I'm slip stitching into the 12th. So I'm going to slip stitch. Now it says to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip a stitch and slip stitch into the next stitch. So we're going to be skipping this stitch and going into the next. And again, chain 5. Skip a stitch and slip stitch into the next. We're going to keep doing that until we have a total of 6 petals. Now the last place we want to put our slip stitch is in the beginning stitch here, where we began our first chain. This is where we slip stitched into our 12th single crochet, and then we just chained 5. We're going to be slip stitching into that same space. Around 3, we want to chain 3, and we're going to be using the stitches where we slip stitched here, the only connection we have right here. We're going to be going into the front of it, just like this. Kind of put our needle through the front of it like that, and you know you have it because it's got like 2 stitches here. Almost looks like a single crochet. So you want to slip stitch using that first stitch there. Then you want to chain 3 again, and again using this front stitch. Okay, in the very last stitch, we're going to be going into the same stitch, very beginning, that we slip stitched into. Now, to fasten off, we want to chain 1 and leave yourself a bit of a tail so that you can use your tapestry needle to work it in. Probably left a bit of a tail longer than I usually do, but it was just to show you guys you need quite a bit. What I do is once I thread it, I just go in through one of the side stitches here just to bring my yarn to the back. And then I'm going to go towards the center and start grabbing the center stitches and hiding it, just going under the center stitches. Do that a couple of times. Just like this. Pull it a little bit, tug on it, and cut your yarn. It doesn't have to be right up against the project because this is a part that will be against your hat. That is, if you're making this for a hat. Okay, you can put that color away. You're done with the center color. Now, like I said, leaving myself just a bit of a tail, I'm going to make my slip knot higher. So I'll be able to use my tapestry needle to hide the extra tail later. Make your slip knot. Now we're going to be using the chain 3 spaces that we just did in the last round. So these right here will be kind of folded back. They won't get in your way. They shouldn't get in your way. So we're only going to be working with the chain 3 space. So get your color that you want to make the petals with and slip stitch your color on. Just like that. Now, I want to move my chain just a little over to the side there so that I'm on this side because I'm going to be working 4 little bitty petal things into this one little spot. So what you do is you chain 3, let me just make sure my pattern says 3. I don't want to tell you one thing. Yep, 3. Okay, so we chain 3 and then slip stitch. I'm going to move my tail out of the way. I'm not going to be working over my tail. I'm going to slip stitch into the same space. Chain 3. Again, all of this is going to be worked in the same space. Chain 3. And again, slip stitch into the same space. See, they're like little petals in between. You need to have 4 of these. So we have 3. So we do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into that same space. Now we want to go into the next chain 3 space by slip stitching into it. I just got done with my last little set petals here. I'm just going to, this is my first section, I'm just going to slip stitch into this first area just like that. Now, the petals that we had from before, come on tail, get out of my way, are back here. You want to slip stitch into the nearest chain 5 space, which is this one right here for me. And we want to do a single crochet, and then a half double crochet, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and now we want to do 3 double crochets. All in the same space. Now again, we want to do a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. And again, we want to slip stitch into the next chain 5 space and repeat. Okay, now again you want to slip stitch over to the next and start again. Continue this for all of the 6. You'll have a total of 6 at the end, all the little chain 5 spaces. Finished with my last petal, and now I'm going to slip stitch in this first space left by the slip stitch. I'm going to go in the front part of it and slip stitch just like that. Now to fasten your yarn off, you want to chain 1, leaving yourself, enough tail, about like before, to work in that color. Pull to tighten. And now you want to get your tapestry needle. Now turn your work over, and I'm going to go in, doesn't really matter, somewhere to hide, just to bring down your yarn to behind your petals. Now you want to work behind these petals here, just like that. Pull your yarn through. And again, go through the next set of petals here. Pull your yarn through. Now I'm going to cut my yarn, cut this tail, and work in my other one. I think I'll go into the other direction. Go behind those 2 petals. Okay. When working in tails, it's always best to tug on your project because someone else is going to, and you want to make sure that when they do, that your tail isn't going to pop out. Okay. Okay, let's grab the color that you want to use for your leaves. I'm going to use green, and again, I'm going to leave myself a little tail, make my slip knot up here. There we go. Now you turn your flower over, and again, working into these stitches here. We were working into the front of them before, now we're going to be working into the back of them here. You want to slip stitch your color on. Just like that. And chain 4. Yep. Sorry, I looked at my pattern. And chain 4. And now, again, going into this next area here, I'm going to slip stitch my color. Just like that, and again, chain 4. Okay, now we have these 2 spaces that we're going to be working our leaves into. To work our leaves, we start off by chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now you want to turn your work, the right side of the flower facing you, and single crochet in the second chain from your hook. So this is the first one, this is the second. You want to single crochet into this second chain from the hook. Now we want to work down our chain. Next stitch, we're going to be doing a half double crochet. And the next stitch, we're going to be doing a double crochet. And I'm working in the front part of the chain. I'm actually kind of twisting the chain to where the front stitches are facing me. Now the next one, also a double crochet. Now the next and last stitch on this chain will be a half double crochet. I'm only going in grabbing 1. I'm not trying to do it too thick or anything. Okay. Now you want to slip stitch back onto this first chain 4 space that we made. So I'm going to slip stitch this side of the petal onto it. Once you slip stitch into your chain 4 space, you want to slip stitch into the next chain 4 space and chain 6. Now what I want to do, finished my second leaf here, is chain 1 and turn my work. And now we're going to be working along these stitches on the side. There's 5 of them here. So you're going to single crochet into this first stitch, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the tip here, you can find a little hole here. It's like the separation between the stitches. Just somewhere here on the tip, get your needle in there. And you want to single crochet 3 into that same space. This is going to make the tip of the leaf. Okay, so I single crochet 3 in this little space here, and now we're going to be doing the same thing this direction. We're going to be single crocheting 1 into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that completes your first leaf. Now we're going to be doing the same thing, going this direction, and I'll do it in slow motion so that you can see a lot easier. Now we want to slip stitch into our chain 4 space. Okay, to fasten off the yarn, you want to chain 1 and leaving yourself a long tail to sew onto your project, on your hat or whatnot. And get your tapestry needle and hide this last little tail. I usually go up through the leaf, but not to the tip, just right before the tip, and I'll stop. And pull it and cut. And there you go. That is how you make the petite little flower with leaves. I hope that you liked this tutorial, and if you did, please click like, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.